So, morning everybody. In today's tutorial, we will take on some ALPs, which is on arithmetic operations. Okay. So the first problem is write a program on 8086 microprocessor to find out the subtraction of two 8-bit BCD numbers. Okay, where the numbers are stored from memory locations to 2000, that is, and the offset is given as 500. So there are two numbers, so 500 and 501, there will be two numbers there, and store the result in memory address. The offset is 600 now. So you need to fetch these two numbers from these memory locations 500 and 501 and add them, and then put the sum in 600 and the carry, since it's subtraction in this case, the borrow in 601. Okay. It is binded on a BCB. Okay, so that the first four nibbles will be the one will represent one BCD number, and the next four, the second nibble will represent the first four bits. In fact, will represent the first BCD, and the next four binary bits will define the second BCD number. Okay. This is what the program would look like. First we get the data into AL. Okay, we get the second BCD number into BL, and we do the subtraction ALBL, and we do decimal adjust. Okay, so once we do the decimal adjust, since these are BCD numbers, so automatically if the sum is greater than in this case the difference, if the difference is greater than 6, it will subtract another 6. If had it been addition, it would have you will do an addition after plus 6. Since it is subtraction, if it is greater than 6, if the result is greater than 6, it will do an subtraction of 6 here. So that is what the decimal adjust would do here in this case. And then we move the result to AL, that is the difference to AL, and then now we need to we are clearing the AL register by pushing in a 00 into that through a move command, and then whatever was the carry flag which was set during the last arithmetic operation, so these are move operations, so whatever was the carry flag, okay, that gets preserved here. In this case also the carry doesn't get affected. So the carry is here. This is the subtraction operation which was done. So whatever was the carry, so in this case, since it's a subtraction was the arithmetic operation which was done, the borrow would be saved in the carry flag. So once we do ADC AL, so it will add the contents of AL and the carry flag, and that is the reason why the carry would come into the AL register. Now we push that data of AL into the carry. In this case indicates borrow, so that borrow will get pushed to 601, which is the desired memory location where we need to move the borrow. So this is how we write a small program to add two 8-bit BCD numbers. I hope this is clear to all of you. Okay, then we move on to the next program. Okay, here we write a program on 8086 microprocessor to find out the sum of a series of even numbers where numbers are stored from offset 500, and the result result is to be stored in offset 600, right? So we have numbers, so the numbers could be even or it could be odd also, but we need to do the sum operation of only, there is an array of numbers, we need to add all the even numbers in that array. Okay, whatever is the even numbers we'll add that, whatever is the odd numbers we need to neglect them. So this is the program. First move SI 500. Like I said, whenever there is an array defined, the first element will tell what is the size of the array, that is how many bits are there, in this case bytes are there. Okay, because it is an it is not specified whether it's a byte, so let's take it as a byte. Okay, so it should be 500H, right? Yeah, this should be 500H. Okay, this is the location. So 500H. So we move the count into SI and the contents of SI into CL. So the array size is put into CL. So we are initializing a counter here, and then we increase the SI. Now the SI is pointing towards the next the first element of the array. Okay, now CH also we are putting 0 0 because whenever we use a loop operation, it is the it will check for whether CX is 0 or not. Since it's a small array, we have put the data into CL register. So we need to initialize CH also 0. Okay, because if there is some spurious data available in CH, then the loop function will not come out of the loop once CL is 0, because it will wait for CH also to go to 0. So it is very important that we put data, we initialize CH also with 0 0 whenever we are using a loop command, and we are putting the counter value into CL. Okay, so CH has been put 0. AL also, this is the accumulator where we are going to store the sum. So we are going to initialize it with 0 0, and then move the first data into BL. Okay, and then we can do a test command. Okay, what is this test? It is going to AND operation. Like test we learnt in our theory classes, test is nothing but it is kind of AND operation, but the contents of BL doesn't get disturbed. Okay, so it is like kind of compare. It is similar to compare. So when we do test, it will just do an AND operation. So when we do AND operation, this is kind of masking. So all the bits will become 0. Only the least significant bit is going to remain as it is, because we are doing an AND operation with 1 for the least significant. So the net result will be 0 in case the least significant bit is 0, and the net result will be 1 if the least significant bit is 1. Okay, so in other so we can if we use a jump not 0 instruction, not 0 means it is the result is 1, that means it is odd number. So you jump to 413, which is increase SI, and then loop operation. Okay, loop operation is it will check for the counter, and it is going to we are writing 40A here, so it will come to move BL. So already we have done SI, so it will take on the next number out here, right? So if it is an even number here, if it's 0, then you add AL and BL. So BL is what the content of that register, whichever is the memory. So initially we have initialized it to 0. Now it will add to BL. In the next cycle, again if it encounters an even number, so that will get added. So once this loop is completed, all the even numbers will be added, and it will skip all the odd numbers. And once you come out of the loop, the data will be available in the accumulator, which can be shifted to the desired memory location. So this is a program how we go about writing to add all the even numbers of an array out here. Okay, I hope this is clear to all of you. Okay. Yeah, so only thing is, when we write this program, we have in an assembly language, we always specify the memory location for loop and jump. Okay, and when we when we are writing a program to the compiler, not necessarily we need to write all the memory there. We can put a label here, and accordingly use the label for we can put a label here, and instead of 413 we can write some label here, and then we can indicate the label here. So the compiler will adjust that, but in an assembly language it's always the memory location which is specified. Okay, now coming to the next program, it is to convert a binary number to an gray, an 8-bit number. It is stored in 2500, and the result needs to be stored in offset 2600. Okay, so we know how this we did it in our digital class, where how a binary number is converted into a gray number. Here what we need to do is this is a set of binary number, right? First only 4 bits are shown here, but you can expand it to 8 bits. We need to just shift it towards the right once, right? So that is XOR, right? So so B3 will get an XOR with an B2, right? And then you get B3 first is going to be as it is, and the next number again you get the next bit you get by XORing it with the number with the previous MSB. Okay, this is again with the previous, so you just have to do one shift operation and then do the XOR. So this is also pretty simple program. So first we get the number here, so it is specified that in this location the data is available, so we get into AL. Now the same data we are going to get into BL also, right? So I told you during the last tutorial also, so whenever we need to get the same data from memory into 2 or more registers, it is it's a clever thing to do, to move from register to register rather than getting it from the memory again to the register. Okay, instead of 2 memory to register operations, it is better to have one memory to from one memory to register operation and then register to register. So register to register operation takes lesser clock time. Okay, so now this is register to register, so this same data is available here. Okay, and then you do a shift right operation. So shift right comes from here. You just have to because you need to XOR the operations of one bit with the other, right, with the previous bit. So you do a shift right operation out here, right? So and this 1 0 1 you specify because you are shifting it only by once. If you have to shift it more than once, then you need to put data into the CL register and write shift AL into CL. Okay, and whatever is the value in CL, those many times the bits will be shift. Here we are going to shift it only once, so we are going to write it as 0 1. Then you do an XOR operation of BL and AL. Now whatever is data available in the BL, that we are going to shift it into the required destination memory. Okay, so this is a small program where we can do the binary to gray conversion. Okay, so why are only we shifting once? Yeah, because you see, this is how the hardware implementation is, right? You need to shift on do only XOR between one bit and the previous bit, right? So we need to move this data by once. Okay, so that is the reason we are doing it once. Okay, now one more program we would take it. Write an assembly language program to find the sum of digits of 8-bit number. Okay, so this is 5 and 4. So what we need to do is we need to add this 5 and 4 and then write it as 9 in the output. Okay, so this is adding sum of digits means that in the hexadecimal representation we have to add the second nibble with the first nibble. So this is the answer which we require. Okay, so this also not that difficult. So we take this first number. Okay, mask this 5. Okay, so we can do AND 0F, right? If you do an AND 0F, it will be all 0 0 0 here. So this 5 will get masked to 0 and 4 will remain as it is. And then we need to swap this data now. Okay, somehow. So we can do a rotate operation, right? If we rotate it 4 times, this 5 will come here, right? So we learnt about the rotate operation in the class. So if you rotate it, this MSB will come into the first position. Like if you rotate it 4 times, this whatever 5 will come into the position of 4 and 4 will go into, you can do either left operation 4 times or right operation 4 times, either way. So this data will get swapped. Once it is done, again you do an AND operation with F and 0F, so that MSB will get masked. Then you add 4 and 5, you will get 9. So that is the logic behind what we are going to do now. So this is the program. First we get the data into AL. Right, again we are the second register. In this case we are going to use AH, so we are getting the same data available into AH also. So now you are setting an counter out here, so that 4 times you can rotate it. And in the first case we are doing AND AL 0F, so the MSB is been masked here. So whatever was the MSB in the AL, that 4 bits of MSB or the second nibble is going to get the masked with 0. So that is going to be set to 0. Only the first or you can say the least significant BCD number is going to, hexadecimal number is going to remain as it is. Okay, now we are writing rotate AH CX. So CX, since the counter has been set to 4, it will rotate it 4 times. So now the MSB will come into the least significant portion, and then you write an AND operation of 0F. So in this case again the MSB will be masked off and only the LSB will remain. Okay, now you do just a simple add operation of AL and AH, and then move the contents of AL to the required memory location. Okay, so hope this is clear. Okay, so let's move. This is the last problem for today. Write an assembly language program to convert 8-bit BCD number into hexadecimal number. So this is the BCD number. So if you see the hexadecimal number, it's what is it? It will be 19, right? 1 into 16 plus 9, which will give 25. In fact, this is slightly confusing for us. If you see 19 hexadecimal number, when we say, what happens in the microprocessor? There is no hexadecimal number, right? It is actually a binary number only. What is going to be stored in the memory location, right? It is just pure binary number which is going to be written there. It's only that we write it as hexadecimal here, taking whatever is the 4-bit number, we write it as 9. And if you see 19, this is what, right? This is pure binary. 25 will be represented like this in binary number. So now how to go about doing this? This is a BCD number. So if we just have to convert it into plain binary. So the weightage for 2 is 10 and this is 5. So we need to get this 2 back here and add it. So we need to multiply 2 into 10 and then multiply it by 5. Multiply 2 into 10 and then add it to 5, so that you get 25, because this is BCD representation where the weightage for 2 is 10 and 5 is the weightage is 1, the units place and the tens place, right? We just have to convert it to simple binary. So we just have to get that 2 below and then do the addition. So that will give me this binary. It is simple technique. Okay, so what we are going to do is here first we are pointing out and getting the memory location into SI, and then this is the destination number, so we can move BL SI. Okay, in this case, in this program you can even you can write and move BL 500 also. You can get the data directly into BL register also. And then we are doing an BL of, so we are masking the the significant the second BCD number, the significant BCD number. So we just have the least significant BCD number here. The second nibble, the first nibble is available here. We are masking of the second significant nibble out here, and then move AL SI. Again we are getting the same data here. And then now we are doing F0 here, and with F0. In this case, the lower nibble is being masked. Okay, now that is we are just masking this 5 out here. We are taking only the data 2 here, right? And then we are doing a move rotate operation. 4 times again rotate, because we have put in a 4 into AL into CL, so we are going to rotate it 4 times, so that this 2 we are going to get it into the lower nibble location. Okay, so we are rotating it 4 times and then multiply it by 10. Okay, so to multiply it for multiplication by 10, we are moving 10 into DL. 10 stands for 0A in hexadecimal, so we are multiplying it, putting value of 10 in DL and multiplying with DL. Okay, once you have done, then you are adding AL and then moving the final answer into the destination index register, memory location, which is indicated by the destination index. Okay, so this is how we write a small program to convert an 8-bit number into an hexadecimal number. Okay, is this understood? Okay, so that's all for today. If there are any doubts, and then we can take on. Okay, any doubts with respect to your exams or anything?